Welcome. Today is Thursday, the 19th of August. This is a Stream Team Studio special. Live in the studio, we have my good self, Eric McAlpine from the UK, from Bulgaria, Bogidar Iliev, aka Bojo, from Italy, Gianlazzaro Sanna, and our special guest from Japan, Masayuki Mochizuki.
Hello, guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Our pleasure, Mochy. I call him the boss, world number one, the great man, super grandmaster, and we all know him as Mochy. We're very pleased to have you here with us today, Mochy, and all our viewing public. And my first question, or not my first question, the first thing I would like to do is to congratulate Mochy on winning the World Backgammon Championships 2021.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. On top of that, what we'd like to do is have a little celebration in honor of your win. So we're going to have a little round of applause from the guests in the studio.
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, and on top of that, we're going to have this as well. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hurrah!
Hip, hip.
Hurrah!
Hip, hip.
Hurrah!
Hooray!
Oh my God, thank you.
Mochy. Our pleasure. Okay.
So, Mochy, how does it feel being a two-time world champion?
I still don't believe it. It's like I don't see it as a reality, but of course, feeling good. When I was playing Monte Carlo, I was very busy because every day I have to play at least 2 matches, a long one, plus usually super jackpot as well. And then I have also shooting. I was shooting my video in Monte Carlo. I uploaded the video every day, different themer like Monte Carlo itself, the tournament, money, everything. So I was very busy. So I didn't think other stuff. I just keep playing. But now I'm kind of realized this is dream came true, and I'm quite happy. Yeah, getting happier right now.
Okay, and Mochy, what are your thoughts on and impressions on now being part of the exclusive club of joining the illustrious Jürgen Granstedt, Tim Holland, Bill Roberti, and the queen of backgammon, Ikike Yazawa, on winning more than one world championship singles?
And Michael Mayberg, I think he won twice as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, of course, it's amazing because when I started to play backgammon, of course, I checked the list of world championship and world champions, and there are a couple of people. Back then, Jürgen Granstedt hasn't won 3 times, only twice, but still, I wanted to, as a kid, I just dreamed that I won once world champion, and if it's possible, of course, second time. But now it comes true. But Jürgen Granstedt made the bar higher. Now, one have to win 3 times or 4 times to be real number one. So my dream continues.
Okay, Mochy, and can you describe any similarities or differences in winning your world title in 2009 compared to 2021?
It's completely different. I was thinking about that, and in 2009 I won world champion as amateur, and 2021 this year I won world champion as a professional. Of course, in 2009 I was already professional, but not really true professional. Meaning that my skill wasn't good enough, my mindset wasn't good enough. But now 2021, I feel like I did my job. You know what I mean? I know what to do. I know how to train myself. And I just did my job. That's my feeling. So it's very different. I mean, 2009 was a real amazing moment. It just changed my life, obviously. Without winning World Championship, I would not be like this. I probably don't get married because after I won, I proposed and she accepted, and also her family accepted because they don't know about backgammon, but they know what the World Championship means. So everything changed my life. But 2021, not really changed life. It's like my job, and I did. I'm happy, of course, but it's like very significant difference.
Mochy, what are your impressions from the match played thus far at the UBC in Marbella?
Well, I'm watching now. It's the third day of the UBC contender tournament, and they are playing a 15th match now. I mean, actually, Kazuki and Mark Olsen is going to play a last match. Everything else is over. It's very tough field, and I enjoy watching some of them really, and I also enjoy not playing the tournament because this is like really hard. I don't know if I could win the tournament. You know what I mean? I am a champion, so I don't need to play this tournament, and I'm happy about this because I'm not sure if I could win it. Very tough, very strong, and very stressful, you can say.
And in your guesstimating, what will be the total average PR of all tournament matches?
Well, total average. We see the average so far for day 2, and clearly the top. So we have 13 players, and top 10 or top 9 players are below 4, and the other 4 players are over 4. And some of them play like 7 or even more. So I don't know the total average, and I don't really think that the total average meaning anything. But the top 8 players gonna play below 4 for sure, and possibly in the end of the day, the winner is going to be below 3. That's my estimation.
All right, Mochy, and a challenging question. Who do you think, or who do you predict to be the winner of this UBC event?
Before the tournament starts, I thought Kazuki is going to come. But so far, Kazuki is not doing well. And he's probably physically not in good shape. So maybe it's not Kazuki's time. And clearly, Deak Shiman is reading the scoreboard, and he's playing good, and he's winning. His average PR so far in day 2 is 2.5 or something. So it's naturally, I would say, Deak gonna win in the tournament. But we are not sure because tomorrow it's the quarterfinal and semifinal going to happen. So we will see. And also the Lion Lebelo from Canada is only 19 years old, but he's very interesting talent. He could, he could be a challenger too. I don't know.
Mochy, back to your UBC final against Hideaki. Did you feel on day 2 and on day 3, when you played an incredible piece of backgammon, that you are reaching your very best level of play? Or did you think you can do even better than that?
I hope I could do better than that. But of course, I did my best on that day. And I really need it because day 1 was bad. First 4 match I didn't play well, and Hideaki played really well. So I need to catch up. So I mean, as a matter of fact, day 1 and day 2, first 4 match and the next 4 matches are separate, like 2 weeks apart, like 3 weeks apart, in fact. So in that 3 weeks, I practice every day, and I study, and I try to play better, and I did it in day 2 and day 3. And I hope I could repeat it or even better in the next UBC. I know that every year level gonna get higher and higher, so it's challenging for me and challenging for anyone, I think.
All right, Mochy. And regarding the best of the best, did you view any of the matches or tune into any of the pre-match interviews?
Yeah, best of the best. You mean the tournament you are holding, right? Yeah, I watched. I think I listened to all the interviews that you made, and I watched some of the games. I did not watch everything. Quite interesting and quite demanding. I'm not quite sure about the format. I know that you play well and you should play well and you should win, but I'm not. I mean, I read the rule, but I don't remember exact the format is. But it's regardless, it's quite interesting, I think. And Dirk Schima won it, right? Or Othello lost in the final?
That's right. Dirk Schima was champion, Othello runner-up.
Yeah. So, and he is in the way to the final in UBC as well. I mean, at least quarterfinal. He made it quarterfinal for sure.
And what are your thoughts about the format and the scoring system, the direct elimination with win and skill rules used in the best of the best?
Yeah, you can tell me the format again because I don't really remember the format for best of the best.
It was five matches on
5 points.
On 5 points, yes. And with the win and skill rules, so 1 point for winning the match, and 1 point for the PR, but not just 1 or 0. But if the difference was less than 1 point, it was divided between the two players.
Okay. So if you play like 0.8 difference, that how many points? Like 0.4 you gain or what? Let's say I play 3.0 and he played 2.2. What's gonna happen?
It was the difference. Maybe Bojo know better. Yeah. Bojo, can you explain?
Yeah, this is going to be like 0.9 points for your opponent and 0.1 point for you, and then 1 point for the winner, for the match winner.
Oh, okay.
So it is going to be either 1.1 against 0.9 or 1.9 against 0.1, depending on who won the match.
I see. Yeah, obviously this is better format than just giving 0 or 1 for the PR, because some matches are really close matches. We already saw that one match you play like within 0.01 or something. But of course, current UBC rule said that if you outplay him even for 1.0 or 0.01, you will get full 1 point. But on the other hand, it's a little bit complicated, so it's not easier to understand for our viewers. But I mean, it's a good format. It's from the point of spectators, it's exciting because it's 5-point match. It's not too long, and they have to play five matches, and there are lots of backgammon involved. And it's easy because every match is going played online. You know, I like the format. I did not play it. I did not know that it's happening. But I was a little bit busy. But if I have a chance, I'll try to play. But I don't actually. Yeah, it's very demanding format. So I don't think I'm gonna win. But I do my best, and I have some chance to win.
Mochy, what do you think about a potential matchup between the UBC champion and the best of the best champion, regardless live or online?
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay, and then Mochy, when and how did you start playing backgammon?
I started to play backgammon when I was 19. So I was playing shogi in high school. Shogi is Japanese version of chess, a very popular, most popular game in Japan. And I played that game in high school. Then after high school, I was looking for something else, and a senior friend of the shogi club, a senior member of the shogi club, told me there's a game called Backgammon, and you should play. And I played it, and it was fun. And the fact that you can win, you can beat stronger players, really hooked me, because in shogi, if you are weaker, it's very difficult to beat strong players. Of course, you have to study and to get better, but I saw my limit when I was 18 in shogi. But so I get to know backgammon, and I played it, I liked it, and I was, when you were 19 years old, I could make money in backgammon, right? Because people play for money. And the first day I played 50 cents a point, and not first day maybe, but on second day or third day I played 50 cents a point, and I won a lot. I won like 80 points. I mean, like $40. But regardless, I was very happy that, I won, and I won money. I was like very excited. So since then, I played every day, and I tried to study. Back then, it's very hard to study because there's no computer, no internet. So I have to run from the good players, and we don't really know who is good players, But anyway, this is how I started. Then things continued. Then internet comes, and software comes into play, and everything, and the things change drastically.
Mochy, could you share with our viewers some unforgettable moments or stories from the many backgammon tournaments you have attended?
Oh, unforgettable moments in backgammon. I have several moments. I have lots of crazy stories and stuff. But the winning in Monte Carlo 2009 was unforgettable and memorable. It changed my life. I still remember, and I'm sure I talked about it before, but night before the final of Monte Carlo in 2009, I had this thought that the night before the final, I was in my room, and I was thinking about if I could win or lose, and how much do I get, how much do I lose, and stuff like that. I didn't focus. Like, I was very nervous. You know what I mean? Because this is like super important match. It's like match of the life, basically. So I was very nervous. Then all of a sudden, something came up that was okay. Forget about the money. Forget about importance of the match. Your career gonna continue, and how many people gonna play the final of Monte Carlo in your lifetime? Not many. I'm already very fortunate to be in the final, and this is like biggest running chance as well. So do your best and see what happens. If you lose, you can learn from it. If you win, you're good. So that thinking, I don't know why it happens, changed my idea, and I could go to bed and I could sleep well. And I still remember it was already 12 years ago. But that was a moment of my life.
And being married with children, how do you balance things between backgammon and the family?
Yeah, it's difficult to describe. I have 3 kids now, and I really enjoy having 3 kids. So I try to reduce my tournaments. Before COVID, before this coronavirus thing, I was playing maybe 10 tournaments. I mean, before kids, I'm playing 10 tournaments a year, like 100 days out of Japan. But nowadays, even before COVID, I try to reduce to 7 or 8, so a little bit less, obviously. And after COVID came, of course, I play only now. This is like Monte Carlo was first tournament I played. But it's very, very difficult because I can make money by teaching online or play money game online, maybe doing seminar online, maybe. But on the other hand, my passion is playing tournament and challenge the best player. That's my passion. So I can't just stay home and be a good father, because I should also pursue my dream as well. And I think it's also important for my family and kids to see that their dad is, fighting. So I don't know how it's a good answer or bad answer, but this is what I do. And of course, thanks to my wife, that she's amazing. She's working and she's taking care of 3 kids. So without her, it's not possible.
All right, and Mochy, with the very special Kenji Shimodera being the original Japanese backgammon pioneer and trailblazer, how are things now regarding the federation, popularity, and organization in Japan?
Yeah, backgammon gets popular in Japan, definitely. Thanks to internet, thanks to software, and thanks to few Japanese won the world championship. Me, Akiko won twice, and Takumitsu Suzuki won once. So we won 5 times in 12 years. So that helps a lot, of course. But as a federation, we didn't have members increase. The number of members stays like same, like 200, 250, or even less sometimes. So we have to work on it. And as Kenji Shimodera started the Backgammon Federation, it was like a backgammon circle, basically. Everybody know everybody, and everybody help everybody. Nowadays, it's a bit different. We have new members, so not many people. Not everybody knows me, for example, and not everybody knows not everybody. So it's more like a normal organization. And since this March, we registered Backgammon Federation as an official federation. That means we can make a bank account. We can have a sponsorship from the real company. Because we are officially registered to the government, and we raised the money. We recruited the founding sponsors, and we raised like $100,000 because I think it's very important to have some money to start with, so that we can do what we want to do. Our goal is make people happy through backgammon. And our vision is giving or everybody having one backgammon board at home. That's our vision. Plus, we want to have a professional league, and we want to teach backgammon at school, and we want to have many schools, not in a private school or public school, but it's like a backgammon teaching school, many places in Japan. So we have lots of dreams, visions, and so that we need money. And I'm a president of the JBS now, so I'm going to work on it. It just started, but the staff we have are highly motivated, so we're going to do it.
And for players that have attended the Japan Open, it really stands out how many youngsters and children you have in attendance. Could you tell us some more about that? How does it work?
Well, Japan is a kind of unique country because Europe and America, the backgammon regard as a gambling game. So parents didn't like their children to play backgammon. I mean, I'm not all the country, but I know this backgammon has that image. But in Japan, backgammon doesn't have any gambling image. So people just play backgammon. Also, thanks to internet, JBL didn't do much about having young players, but young players just found the game through internet. Like they watch YouTube, Akiko Yazawa winning a world championship twice, or me winning a world championship maybe. So they started to play backgammon, and they started with app on phone, or Backgammon Galaxy or Heroes. They just play online. Then eventually they get together to come to the club and stuff. And what we did to the young players is we give them like a discounted price for membership, or we created a tournament just for young players, like youth tournament. And personally, I'm doing a backgammon summer camp. Whoever under 25 years old can come to summer camps. We rented a big summer house, and typically like 10, 16 young players come all over from Japan. Even Zdenek came once. Zdenek Jiska, when he was 19, he came all over from Czech Republic, maybe 17 even. And 3 or 4 days, we just play backgammon, and I teach backgammon, do a seminar, and Michi also come as a teacher. It's all voluntary work. Students just pay their rent and food very cheap. This is what we do. That's why we have so many young, strong players like Meijo Kentaro or Kazuki Yokota and others. So this is what I did. But typically, most of them came from internet, and we didn't stop them coming. This is this is what we did.
Mochy, you mentioned that there are some school programs for backgammon. Can you tell us some more details about that? How does it work, the backgammon as a special program in the schools?
Well, it's not really official. I think in France it's official that some high school use backgammon as a way of teaching mathematics. And in Japan, some school asked me to do the same. So I did it once or twice. It's not too many. I did it. And the other school has used the backgammon proficiency test that we create, use as a tool. And I go to a backgammon club and teach backgammon. I mean, in middle school and high school. And not always. Sometimes I go and I teach, but it's not really officially programmed in the curriculum. But we will work on it to make it happen, because backgammon is a good tool to teach not only mathematics, but it can teach many different things. Like you can teach management of your anger, for example, or sometimes in life you are very unlucky. Backgammon teaches how to deal with unluck, or how to deal with luck and stuff. Also, logical thinking and stuff. Many things you can be learned from backgammon. So it's a good tool to be taught in school, I think.
All right, and Mochy, from your perspective, what would the ideal backgammon ranking be?
What would be the ideal backgammon would be? I don't think there will be ideal backgammon ranking because backgammon has so many lag. Also, nowadays, the difference between top players and second best and third best is so close. As it gets closer, the lag variance will be much higher. So if I have to decide who is really stronger, say I have to play, I mean, of course, I won. I beat Hideaki Ueda in UBC final, but there's so many luck factors. So we don't really know who is really the best, you know. And if you really want to eliminate the luck factor, so you should probably like 100 matches at 7 points, and which is not practical. So I don't really think that there will be like best ranking. But of course, I'm happy to have many different rankings. Like we have UBC, we have World Championship, we have Backgammon Giants, we have BMAB. So we have different measures to. I don't play poker, but I guess that there's no like one ranking in poker. I mean, of course, we know that how much money they make, but it doesn't really reflect the true skill of a poker. So it's the same in backgammon. It's just so difficult to measure one skill. But I have this idea, by the way. I have this idea. This idea is this. So we have some ranking, okay? Let's say from 1 to top 10. And bottom player can always challenge one rank high. Like let's say you are top rank number 9, then you can always challenge number 8 or number 7 or number 6. And the higher player have to accept the challenge once a year at least, okay? And they play money game, 100 games for $500 per point. And they're gonna continue until one should say give up. And if they give up, the ranking will be reversed and go on. So, or if this money game is not appropriate, maybe they can play, 10, 25 point match, or like, I don't know, 15, 20, 15 point match or something, and to decide the best player. It can continue maybe 1 week. but this way, everybody has a chance, and as time goes, the people can climb up the ladder, and the top ranked player have to take the challenge once a year, and so it's going to be their entertainment.
Sure.
I'm pleased to hear this interesting idea. Very nice.
Yes, very, very interesting. It reminds me the same idea in chess. That to have the world champion, sometimes once they stopped a match because it lasted 3 months and the players were completely exhausted. But they are very, very tough and very, very long matches. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for your idea.
Yeah, my idea is it's basically the lower ranked player can challenge a top ranked player, and top ranked player has to take the challenge, at least once a year or once in half a year or something, so that the ranking will be changed every time. Hello, do you hear me?
Gianlazzaro?
Eric, it is up to you.
To me or up to Bojo?
No, Bojo, sorry.
Okay. What are your thoughts and opinions on live and online ranking, like BMAB, the Giants, WBIF, Galaxy, or ELO live or online rating?
What is the question?
Well, what do you think about all those different types of rankings? What are the advantages and disadvantages? And do you have?
Well, obviously, online is better, not better, but online is easier to collect the data because you can play a lot of matches, I mean, BMAP is the best in my opinion because it's live, but it's much fewer data we can collect. For example, if you play like 30 BMAP matches per year, you play a lot of matches. But on Backgammon Galaxy, you can play 30 matches maybe in 2 weeks. But BMAP just you have to go, you have to take the camera on and record and upload and transcribe everything. So it's very difficult. So online data is more reliable maybe. Yeah, Galaxy, I'm trying to be number one ranking. So far, it's failed. I have to put more time, and I have to, I don't know. I'm playing 7-point match in Galaxy, but maybe I should play 11-point matches. Whatever. I think VMAP is the best idea because it's live, and Backgammon should be played live. But if you just want to measure skill, I mean, online is better because you can just have so many more datas. But of course, everybody has to play really serious to have. I mean, I know that on online matches, people play more serious than online because usually there are money on it. And people, even if there's not much money in, people spend time and go there and sleep, stay in the hotel and everything. So people play more serious than in general than online. But that's so BMAP is best, but online is more trustable because more data. That's my opinion.
And with more events being played online, how do you see generally the future of backgammon?
That's a big question. Yeah, you can more specify the question maybe. What do you think of the future of the backgammon, for example?
Yeah, I think personally that the future is more and more orientated online, because for sure more and more the people are getting online.
Okay. It's interesting what's going to be next 20 years, what kind of change we see. But I think current backgammon format should be for serious top players. It's nearly impossible to decide who is really the best player just playing normal backgammon because the difference between top players are so close. So maybe we should invent more complicated backgammon, like I don't know, Backgammon or something else, because look, players already played close to 2.5 top players, okay, and it's getting better and better. Like players like Lion or Zdenek, they are only 19 years old, 22 years old. They're gonna play much better than 2.5 in the near future. So if this happens, the difference between top players are so close and so impossible to find a difference. So we're gonna come up with a better, more complicated, more fun, more interesting backgammon in the future, more back game, for example. I don't know what kind of change we can have. All right, yeah, like for example, right now we have only 3 ways, like a single win and gammon win, backgammon win, and but we can make it more complicated. Like I don't know, if you hit, you get 0.1. If you make a climb, you get some point. If you can it should be digitalized, of course, but I think backgammon should be more complicated for top players, and I just want to see more casual players coming into the game. That's gonna happen, I think. with the right marketing and with right sponsor and with right management, the more and more should be coming. And the biggest tournament should be over 1,000 players, not like 400 players, in my opinion. And this is this is not only me, but this part of the job is me to make it happen.
And what do you think about live events being played on a tablet with no illegal move, a log file and PR evaluation immediately after the match?
That's great. Then why not? So the only difference is just rolling dice, right? Or touching a checker, like rear checker. Well, actually, the best way is creating a board that if you roll the dice, automatically that digital backend board, but via physical board, recognize the dice rolling and checker movement and analyze it automatically, like sending the data to the cloud, and the cloud can analyze automatically. This should happen 10 years ago, but it didn't happen yet, just because we don't have enough demand, but I think it should happen very soon.
Yes, in chess it does exist since a lot of time, but it is easier, I think, and there is a lot more players, so it is easier to have this kind of
it's actually ironical, because chess you don't really need a recording board, because it's easy to replay and record it anyway, because it's only how many moves in chess one match takes? 60 moves?
Maybe 40, but it's
that's nothing.
In one day.
You can just it's nothing. In backgammon, it's much longer. I mean, like 2 games takes 40 moves already. So usually 11 point match takes much longer, and many dice rolls are just random, so you can't just remember. And so backgammon is more needed. It's all those kind of automated transcription system, but it didn't happen yet. So that's a pity, but it should happen.
Yes.
All right. And Mochy, in your opinion, is there any merit in adapting your play to your opponent's skill level regarding cube decisions and checker plays?
Yeah, I was asked the same question over and over, and I always say, yes, of course, you have to change the checker play and cube action according to your opponent. Why not? This is a game against human. Or of course, I change the strategy all the time. But of course, currently, I'm playing, strong players like UBC. I don't change checker play so much against Ueda, for example, because he's such a good player. But when I play Monte Carlo, where many casual players in the tournament, and I have to change checker play and cube action. Not only in Monte Carlo, but many other live tournaments. I won Melbourne Open 2020 it was, and it was quite high stakes. It's a 5,000 Australian dollar to enter, but there are many players who are not serious players, like casual players, poker players, just play backgammon for fun, and you gotta change a lot the strategy, and this should be.
All right. And Gianlazzaro?
Yes, no, for me it is okay. I have no other questions.
Okay, so Mochy, we do have a couple of questions from the stream team group. So I'm going to ask the first question, and then Bojo will take care of the second question. This question was from Reiko Staminov, and his question is, are you planning to write a book either related to backgammon or a biography?
Yeah, I also get that question very often, and I wanted to write a book at some point, but not now, because I'm very busy playing tournament, studying games, and spending time with my family. So it's not the right time to spend my time on writing a book. Maybe when I get older, maybe when I'm not a top player anymore, then I have more time. Then I would like to write a book. If somebody thinks that my life is interesting, maybe I also write a biography, but I don't know. I don't know if it happens. But for sure, I'd like to write a Backgammon book. If I write, I want to write a great book, and not just a good book. So.
Yeah.
We have also one question sent by Janču Christov from Bulgaria.
Of course, I know him.
Yes, I know. So his question is, what do you think is the highest achievable PR for human?
Yeah, I used to think 2.0, but I think 2.0 gonna be achieved. But yeah, to be honest, yeah, 2.0, it's still next 10 years, maybe 2.0 is a human's goal. But then after that 10 years, I don't know what's gonna be. Just imagine that like chess, if all young players taken up chess as their game, switch to backgammon, all of a sudden we have like hundreds of talented young players coming. Then 2.0 is very, very achievable, and it will be achieved. But I don't know what's gonna be the limit of the human. I don't think people can play 1.5 because the extreme gammon also make a mistake. So I would say maybe 1.8 is the human limit. I don't really know. But this is also the player who makes 1.8 is almost like a machine, because we will have a fatigue, we have emotion. We are human, so if you want to achieve below 2, you should be out of human. And some of the chess players are like that, I think. And we need, human like this for backgammon to achieve below 2.0.
Okay, and Gianlazzaro, any final questions?
No, I think that Mochy has had very, very good answers, very, very interesting, and I think it is.
I don't know.
I think it is okay.
Bojo, you have any final questions yourself?
I have one final question, which is not related to backgammon. Mochy, do you have a favorite movie?
Yeah, my favorite movie?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not really watching movies so often, so I'm afraid I don't have any concrete answer right now. Sorry, I didn't expect it.
That's okay.
I'm watching a movie in the airplane, and I do like suspense. I don't like actions. I don't like romance. I don't like drama. I like suspense, like crime, action, and stuff like that.
Sure.
I like war movie too, especially World War II.
Okay.
Yes, and Gianlazzaro, any final words? Bojo, any final words?
I think it's a very, very interesting interview, and I would like to greet Mochy for his participation, for his very good answers, and I hope that viewers will enjoy it because it's very, very interesting. Thanks, Mochy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing it. It's a very interesting work you are doing. I mean, backgammon players in general, it's very, very interesting, funny people. So keep doing it, and thank you for everything. Thank you.
And Mochy, is there anything you would like to say or add that we did not ask before?
Not really, but I said in the interview, I'm going to work to make backgammon more popular and get more new players coming into the community, not only tournament, but we just need more energy. And so let's get together and let's do it as a team. And WBGF, World Backgammon Federation, it's a great working force. I'm very proud to be a member of WBGF. But even if you are not a member of WBGF, you can do your thing to promote backgammon. You can teach backgammon your kids or friends or your family. If you happen to be in the club, maybe you can organize a tournament. Let's do things and make it happen. Let's make backgammon 10 times bigger at least.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mochy. And Bosho, anything before we close out?
Yeah, big thanks obviously to the double world champion for spending his time with us. We know how busy he is now in Marbella during UBC. So thank you very much, sir, for spending this time. And yeah, we wish you all the best and see you again in the future.
All right, thank you all. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yes, our pleasure. Our very special guest from Japan, Masayuki Mochizuki. Our pleasure to have you on board in this special interview. Well done again on winning your second world title. And also all the viewers and the backgammon community out there, do keep an eye on Facebook and YouTube for future Stream Team presentations. And we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon in the future. Have a good night. No, go for it, Mochy.
One final one. So I created 7 videos or 8 videos from Monte Carlo. And if you have friends who likes backgammon, but who have never been to backgammon tournament, or who have never been to Monte Carlo and want to know what the Monte Carlo or backgammon tournament is, recommend him to watch that video, because this is a fine video to explain how it works and how Monte Carlo looks like and tournament looks like. So please watch. This is Mochy. If you YouTube Mochy Backgammon, this should appear. That's it. Thank you. A little advertisement.
No, we'll give you more advertisement. Thank you very much for thank you very much for sharing that with us, and we'll try and help you as much as we can to bring more players into the game. Thank you for sharing.
All right.
And viewers can find the link to the first of these videos in the right upper part of the video in this moment. So you can click and go to the first, and then you can see the others.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. So, yes, we wish you a good time in Marbella with the UBC. Say hi to everyone that's there. We wish all the players the best of luck, and we look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
Yeah.
All right. All the best, and cheery bye.
Bye.